Get ready to be scared. Stephen King's horror stories have been captivating readers and moviegoers for decades. From Carrie to The Shining, there are plenty of films to choose from. We've got a list of 17 great Stephen King movies that are sure to give you goosebumps. Don't miss out on these spine-tingling hits. Stephen King, the master of horror, pens a werewolf novel turned movie in Silver Bullet. Young Marty and his family band together to hunt down the bloodthirsty beast terrorizing their town. With a brisk pace and impressive werewolf effects, this King adaptation is often overlooked but offers a campy good time with cinema gold moments like a werewolf wielding a baseball bat. In Children of the Corn, a couple traveling to Seattle makes a stop in an abandoned town and encounters a group of creepy children who are part of a religious cult. The original is often overlooked, but it is a tense and scary movie set in the cornfields of the Midwest. Mike Enslin, John Cusack, investigates the supposedly haunted room 1408 at the Dolphin Hotel. Despite his skepticism, the hotel manager, Samuel L. Jackson, warns him of the room's evil nature. Director Michael Hafstrom creates a tense and atmospheric film with some good scares and twists. While the ending may disappoint, 1408 is a decent thriller. In Hearts in Atlantis, adapted from a Stephen King novella, a mysterious man named Ted Brodigan, Anthony Hopkins, moves into town and changes the lives of young Bobby, Anton Yelchin, and his mother forever. This emotionally complex and moving film doesn't rely on blood and gore, and Hopkins adds an extra layer of mystery to his character. Although it has connections to King's Dark Tower mythology, it also stands alone as a great story. In Christine, Arnie Cunningham's life changes after he buys a '58 Plymouth with secrets. Despite lukewarm reviews, fans love the pulpy charm and John Carpenter's focus on character, plus his beautiful score. It's the best haunted car movie around. In Firestarter, 1984, college students are offered cash to participate in shady experiments and gain unusual abilities. After the birth of their daughter Charlie, played by Drew Barrymore, who can start fires with her mind, the agency behind the experiments will stop at nothing to capture her. Barrymore's performance is a highlight in this thrilling movie that blends telekinetic powers and government conspiracies. In The Running Man, 1987, Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a former cop trapped in a post-apocalyptic future where convicts compete on a reality show to escape gladiators and avoid being butchered. The film's premise was ahead of its time and director Paul Michael Glaser did well to cast Schwarzenegger as the hero. A classic B-movie. In 1982, a horror movie called Creepshow was released, featuring 5 stories to chill the spine. The movie was not a direct adaptation, as it was based on EC Comics. 2 of the stories were based on short stories while the rest were new. The movie aimed to achieve the sensation of reading a comic by incorporating comic panels between segments. The biggest win was having horror names Stephen King and George A. Romero come together. In Pet Sematary, 1989, the Creed family moves to a new home near a cemetery where the ground is sour. After burying their dead cat in the cemetery, it comes back to life and a chain of events begins. Director Mary Lambert doesn't shy away from gore and the film is unnerving in all the right places. In The Mist, a freak storm brings godforsaken nasties to a small town. As artist David Drayton and a group of townsfolk hole up in a supermarket, they face terrifying monsters. Director Frank Darabont's adaptation is a moody, depressing ride with a haunting finale. In 1922, a farmer in Nebraska plots to kill his wife after she plans to sell their land and move to the city. Starring Thomas Jane and Molly Parker, this Stephen King adaptation is more about the darkness inside men than supernatural villains. Don't miss the surprising and horrific turn this slow-burning movie takes. The Green Mile is a prison drama focusing on the relationship between death row inmate John Coffey and prison guards, particularly Paul Edgecombe. As they discover Coffey's unusual powers, they begin to question their opinions of him. The movie is a touching and emotional portrayal of justice miscarriage, with great performances and themes similar to Shawshank Redemption. In The Dead Zone, a teacher develops psychic abilities after a car accident. He becomes famous due to his skills, but must use them to stop a politician's plans for starting World War III. Director David Cronenberg brings his trademark body horror, and Christopher Walken gives an unforgettable performance. In the movie Dolores Claiborne, accused of murdering her employer, Dolores, played by Kathy Bates, is helped by her estranged daughter Selena, Jennifer Jason Leigh. Flashbacks uncover buried secrets and brutalities. Bates delivers another exceptional performance, earning genuine empathy as both young and old Dolores. A King adaptation that continues to gain fans. An overlooked classic. In 1994, the movie The Shawshank Redemption was a box office failure, but it became a modern classic thanks to home entertainment. The story follows Andy Dufresne, a banker wrongly convicted of double homicide, trying to break out of prison. The film's central lesson of "get busy livin'" or "get busy dyin'" has resonated with audiences and cemented its place as one of the greats. Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman deliver standout performances in this more than just a prison break movie. In the movie Misery, author Paul Sheldon is rescued by his biggest fan, Annie Wilkes, after a car crash. But things take a terrifying turn when he realizes she wants to completely take over his life. Kathy Bates gives a chilling performance, and the single-location setting creates tense, claustrophobic atmosphere. In the movie The Shining, Jack Nicholson plays a writer who takes his family to an isolated hotel in the mountains for the winter. However, as the family settles in, they begin to discover terrifying things about the hotel and each other. Though it differs from the book, the movie is a masterclass in crafting a mood of utter terror and has many unforgettable scares and images.